Hello everyone, Brad Johnson here, and in this video there's going to be an introduction to a whole new being that is going to be coming forward. And this being is known as an elemental, and this is actually the very first time that I'm looking to channel an elemental, and it's not really through the point of conscious matrix communication, simply because it's going to be referred to as channeling, as I'm going to be calibrating my energies specifically for this being. A few days ago, I just got a feeling to connect with this particular being, and he is basically what's known as a representative of the energies of Agartha. So he actually exists within the elemental planes. So he refers to himself as NiON, N-I-O-N. So again, this is the very first time that I'm actually bringing through NiON in this way. How I got introduced to him was that I just simply asked to share in his presence through my dream state just a couple of nights ago, and he basically appeared to me as a very bright, luminescent, green-colored light being. And that light being kind of just solidified himself, as it were, into kind of like a very wise old man. I guess the closest approximation I could give him would be kind of a cross between Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars and a feeling of maybe like a Gandalf or something like that, kind of in between those kind of old man feelings. In the dream, it was quite interesting because it felt like he was an old man and yet a young man at the same time. It's like he'd switch back and forth. But his energies are quite interesting, very benevolent, very friendly, very loving. He is part of my own soul group, or oversoul family, and he basically just represents another parallel self of who I am, contained within these elemental realms. And so I'm just going to go ahead and bring NiON in, and again it's spelled N-I-O-N, and see exactly what he has to say, see exactly what he has to share, as he represents this connection with the kingdom of Agartha, which represents a non-physicalized kingdom contained within the center of the earth. And no doubt he'll be speaking about the nature of the elementals and any other type of information that he wants to share. So again, very first time that I'm bringing this being in, so we'll see exactly how things go with bringing NiON through. So I'll go ahead and get ready, get started here, and we'll be introduced to NiON. Here we go. To my human friends, I am that which you can refer to as NiON. I exist in many of your dimensional planes, other realities that are adjunct, as you call it, to your own plane of reality. I function very strongly within many of your dream planes, which you refer to in your reality as the astral realms, the astral world. There's much to do in these other realms of being. I have been working with your earth for countless times, many ages, working in mainframe capacities, sharing in the teachings of many of your ancient gurus, Those who have followed the path of alchemy have heard of my brothers in some way. All I represent is a guide, someone who is of assistance, and that there are many different beings that gather, asking for assistance, as your world is an enigma, as our earth is an enigma. And all we do is take care of her. We speak to her through the pines, through the oaks and through the barks of many of your trees, through the sap that runs down the trees, through the wind that blows across your fields, through the clouds that are in the sky, through the mountains, vast and beautiful. All we do is take care of that which we have been given. All we do is help you, as all we are is a force of nature, sharing in certain specialities of reality, as appropriate as whenever we've been guided in this way to do so. You humans are quite a beautiful race, one that many of us have watched over a grand deal of time. For I represent these particular energies of a sage, if you will, a representative, but more importantly, actually, representing that of an elfling. Yes, we exist. Many of which you would know as your fairies and your pixies and your goblins and your gnomes, your other elemental lives, of which you understand. We're all here, just functioning in different levels of consciousness, functioning in many different levels of being. And we're just here to teach, and we're here to share, and we're here to cooperate, and we're here to prepare your world in other ways and other capacities in which you call magic, which you call the luminescence of life, the spark of life, the thrill of energies, the drops of the earthly blood that simply transform into this transformation of alchemy, to which I share, to which I communicate with many other beings, simply as, again, as what you know as a liaison. Our experiences are very different from yours, as you would imagine. We don't impact the plane as much as you impact the plane. We simply have to live in regards to what you humans have created. You humans are the creators, we're simply the caretakers. We're simply taking care of certain things. We operate in different realms of frequency invisible to your eyes, but we still share the same plane. It's just like tuning a dial. It's just like going to another place where there are differences in company, differences in sharing, where our whole world is symbol, where our whole world is about talking in different ways through the mind, and expressing ourselves, elaborating ourselves, because this is how we operate, this is how we function, this is what we do. It's a force of nature effect. And that I communicate with many of the hierarchies that you would know as Agartha, that I communicate with many different internal beings that exist within our sphere, within our world. I transcend to many different ideas of other elemental kingdoms upon different spheres, which you know as planets. I also speak to many of the spiritual communities that exist in other different dimensions, that are elevated above your own land. And they are quite the beings. They are quite the philosophers. They are quite the extravagance. And they love you all, and they share that appreciation. They love you because you're unique. They love you because you are impactful. They love you because you change things, you transform. You make the world go round and round with your ideas, with your philosophies, with your innovations. And it's a brilliant thing to see. It's a brilliant thing to feel. All we can do is share. All we can do is take care of what can be available, making things intact so that you can share, so that you can co-create, so that you can bring these about. And nature is always talking to you. It's always a library, but the library has to be maintained. It has to be brought into good order. And this is simply just one of the tasks that I do, as long as many of my kin that perform these tasks for you. That's what we do. That's why we're here. That's how we function. This is simply how the elemental kingdoms work. This is how the Fey realms work. This is how the elf kingdoms work. This is how the gnomes work. This is how the fairies work. This is how the pixies work. They all just work because they operate, they function, they need to flourish the planet. They need to keep the planet going so she can maintain the impact that you human beings are creating. That's what's so unique about you. As I have said, I have been upon your world for many ages. Ages that really cannot be counted or calculated. I am no mathematician, as you would understand, or a rocket scientist in any way. Just I have seen many cultures come and I have seen many cultures go throughout the ages, asking for assistance, again sharing the same land but with different presences. Sharing the same land but with different feelings. Sharing the same land but with lesser or greater impact based upon how you view yourselves compared to what I see through ourselves as a force of nature. As this conversation goes longer, I believe it's all right now that we can conclude, as I simply want to introduce myself, and that's to let you know that you'll be hearing from me very soon, and once again, just to let you know that we're all here, that through the nature you hear us, that through the nature you see us, that through the nature we hear you, we see you, we feel you, we smell you, we taste you, and we love you. Simply because we work together, we brother, we are kin. We are brothers, we are sisters, we are family. Even though existing in different planes of reality, it's simply functioning in this way, that this being that is communicating through me, hosting my energies, is simply just family to me, as I family to him. And we come through at the right time because it is vibrationally appropriate for me to share in this message with you. It's how it is and how it works. I am NiON. I thank you very much for the talk. And we will return now to Brad, and good day to you, good day to you, good day to you. Very interesting energy. So thank you very much, everybody. No doubt you'll be hearing from NiON again. And again, just very, very interesting energy, very different from extraterrestrial and looking at that into elemental. So thank you very much for watching. Looking forward to doing another video with NiON very soon. Take care. Namaste. May it be well with you. Goodbye for now.